So then guys, in 2024, even into 2025, could Apple update their Apple TV and make it into a games console or game console quality? Well, today I want to go over the possibility in how this could happen from Apple. Now, over the last couple of years, Apple have given us lots of hints and clues that they could be entering into the gaming space. Especially, they've even told us that, say, the iPhone, the iPads, they're the most popular gaming devices out there, what people play on. And Apple have a full app store full of games right now, ready just to play on your sort of phone or onto your iPad, and even some onto your Apple TV. But Apple could be pushing this even further now with their next generation of this device. With the reveal of the A18 and the A18 Pro, and even the likes of, say, of the M4, the performance in these chips are absolutely mind-blowing. And Apple could be potentially getting these chips ready to actually put inside an Apple TV and give us that gaming experience because of all the extra ray tracing abilities and also scaling abilities, and using AI and bits and pieces like this, what I'll talk later about in this video. You will be able to see why we could potentially be getting, say, a 4K equivalent of gaming on one of these. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see. But quick fun fact for you here. Did you know that Apple actually also made a games console in the past, in the 90s? And it was called the Pippin. And as you can imagine, it did not go well at all. Obviously, if you've never heard of it, well, you can imagine it just went down straight away. You know, it was actually only sold for about 15 months or so. So, you know, it didn't do well at all. And I think the main likes of that is because obviously Nintendo had come out at the time with their Nintendo 64, PlayStation with the original PlayStation 1, and even Sega was back in the game back then, doing really, really well. And obviously Apple came along with the Pippin and it did not do well whatsoever. So that was the last time Apple actually attempted to make a games console, and that was during the time when Steve Jobs was still absent, hadn't made his return back to Apple. So maybe this was also some reasons why it didn't work too. But like I said again, Apple have really been showing us that they're pushing into the gaming space. A good example of this is one of the services they offer right now, and this is Apple Arcade. Very similar to, say, PlayStation Plus, or let's say the Nintendo kind of online system, or even Xbox Game Pass sort of ability. You can sign up for a monthly subscription and you get unlimited apps for free on your phone or your iPad, and even some on your Apple TV right now, what is really, really awesome to have. And also that Apple have pushed further into this area and also into others where we've actually seen, say, at previous WWDC kind of keynotes, where Apple actually giving more technology out there to developers to bring games onto the Mac, onto iOS, and onto iPad OS too. And they've managed to do this with giving more tools for getting down to their metal sort of ability and things like this, and it looks like that Apple are pushing to get more AAA games on board with them right now. And in fact, we've seen the likes of this, that we could be getting the latest sort of Assassin's Creed on the newest iPhones, and also on Macs too. We also play this, and there's lots of other games I can think of too, like the Resident Evil, Control, and there's so many more that Apple are looking to bring on board with them. But I think one area where, say, developers are probably not too happy is probably the whole idea that obviously that, you know, if you sell it on, say, the Apple app stores, that obviously Apple take a portion of the money away, and maybe some renegotiations need to happen there for actually developers to actually sort of bring more of their games over, because obviously they take a big cut, Apple, at the moment. So if Apple do want to go into this area more, then obviously they'll probably have to renegotiate that with a lot of developers. And I'm sure the ones like Assassin's Creed and things like this, they probably actually have done those negotiations, because I can't imagine that, you know, Assassin's Creed guys, you know, they're not going to, say, give up, say, 40% of their profits straight away. So yeah, to Apple. So we'll have to wait and see there what happens in that space. But the point is that there's loads of other sorts of tools that Apple have also brought out, like the Gaming Portal 2, what allows you just to bring your Windows app, and quite a lot of the time it just works straight away actually on a Mac. And you know, this could be really, really handy to have into the future with other kind of developers bringing their games over. We're really exciting to see. Now, one thing I would say though about these AAA games, you're not going to be getting 120 frames per second or even say, 60 frames per second on the latest sort of Resident Evil Village, Control, or the latest Assassin's Creed. The chips that Apple make right now, they just cannot do that kind of performance at the moment. But this is where I believe that, say, the A18 Pro and say the A18 and even the normal M4 could actually help Apple out here quite a lot, and especially also if they target the price of their console, their Apple TV, with one of those chips inside of it, correctly, that there could actually be a big gain here. If Apple can actually give us, say, the likes of, say, 30 to 60 frames per second on a AAA game, but they actually sold one of these devices for, say, about $250 sort of dollars, $300, then this could really, really benefit them right now. At the end of the day, look at the price of an Xbox Series S. This is a more watered down kind of console. It doesn't give you full 4K, but yeah, it does still sell well. And if Apple can do exactly the same and even maybe underprice Microsoft with the Xbox Series S with their console, well, they could be onto a big win here. So this would be quite interesting to see. And also the likes of the A18 Pro and also the M4, they have some great ray tracing abilities and other advancements and things like this. This could really benefit into the future. Now, the other thing to mention here at this stage is the current Apple TV, like I've got right here, has an A15 inside of it. This is a chip from 2021. It is quite powerful for what it is, but obviously it does need updating the Apple TV. And like I said, I hope for the A18 Pro to go inside of it. Maybe the A18 might go in it too. But at the end of the day, if say an A18 Pro did go in this, that potential for gaming is going to be absolutely amazing. What we could get inside of this device. And also, like I mentioned, we might not get the full, say, 4K sort of version of games on your TV or something like this, or 60 frames per second, but something what else Apple could tap into is something similar to like what Nvidia have done right now with like DLSS 3.5 or just DLS sort of technology, and that is the ability to kind of scale, add extra kind of frames and all of this kind of ability using AI with their actual sort of GPUs, what they use right now, to actually give you a 4K performance, but using less performance and sort of some jiggery sort of pokery and trickery to make you think that you're playing 4K games. And maybe this is the same thing, an approach that Apple could take with their A18 Pro or the M4 inside of one of these devices. It would definitely be worth Apple to do this, because obviously then they could easily scale up sorts of brand new AAA games to easily fit into one of these. The other thing that I would also say is that obviously Apple would need to up the storage in one of these sort of TVs. Maybe I would say personally 512 gigabytes of storage. That might not sound a lot, but maybe they could add a USB-C port like you're seeing in the renders right here, and then you could add on, say, additional external storage for additional games if you wanted to do that. Or the other choice what Apple could do is something like what Xbox are doing like now and also PlayStation do, and this is streaming games to the actual Apple TV using a cloud kind of storage device. So yeah, this could actually be a potential too where Apple could actually do this. So this would be really, really cool to actually have this built into the Apple TV. Something else that is cool that is happening on this channel before the end of December time is the giveaway we're doing for this. This here is an iPhone 16 Pro Max, what I'm giving away to one lucky subscriber on this channel. And you can enter into this giveaway right now. All you have to do at this stage is just put down into the comments below of what technology you're hoping to get in 2024 or even into 2025. Put it down into the comments below right now. Now, near the end of December time, I will be bringing out a video with more information about the giveaway, and there'll be a little form to fill in too. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, because you won't want to miss out on that. And also you need to be a subscriber to enter into this giveaway, because I'm giving it away to one lucky subscriber. The other thing, just quickly mention, this is an iPhone 16 Pro Max. It also has 256 gigabytes of storage inside of it. Desert titanium desert, whatever you want to call it, is the color of it. And like I said, I'm going to be giving it away. The only other thing I want to quickly say is, sadly, there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, telling you to WhatsApp, Telegram, even to direct message on Instagram, things like this. Please do ignore these people, or better still, you can see right here, please do report them. So moving along then, what about a release date and price for the updated Apple TV to make it into a gaming console? Well, the ideas are that obviously this hasn't been updated in a good couple of years now, the Apple TV, so it's definitely due a refresh, and a good chance to do this could be at the October event that is happening very soon from Apple. And this could be a chance where they could do this, but personally, I don't think, you know, if they're going to do any sort of big bangs to the Apple TV or kind of gaming abilities or things like this, it would happen at this event. It's more likely this would happen, say, early next year in 2025. You've got a lot of devices coming out with the M4 and the iPad mini in October time, so I think the Apple TV might be waiting out just a little bit longer into 2025 when we could get an update, say an A18 or A18 Pro inside of this. So yeah, it's going to be a little while longer. But for price-wise, I think Apple are going to retain the same price that they have right now, and I think if they did actually put an A18 Pro instead of an A18 inside of it, or even say the likes of an M4, but I don't think they will, then the price code of this could be around about $250 or even say up to $300 if Apple offer that with gaming abilities too. Well, to be honest, in the grand scheme of things, compared to other sort of consoles out there, even like the Xbox Series X, this is actually not a bad price for a size of this, and it gives you the ability to watch TV and all of those other abilities too, and playing games. This could actually be a good price for Apple to actually bring this out on. But we'll just have to wait and see what Apple are going to do with their next moves with the Apple TV, whether they're just going to put a new chip in it and update it, or if they're going to push more gaming abilities onto it too. We'll just have to wait and see. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Apple have the potential now to make a gaming console out of their Apple TV? And would you like to see it? Let me know in the comments below. And also at the same time as well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. Also, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews, and comparisons too, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.